Hello, welcome to Framework Dowsing. This is video number 1 on making your own pendulum. I don't want to spend too long on this because my interests are more into dowsing, pendulum dowsing, teaching people to dowse. Although I love glass work, it's not my main interest. Okay, so we're going to make a replacement for this one. Looking a bit tired. I will rethread this one at some point. To begin with, when you're pendulum dowsing, you may find that you need a heavier pendulum. This is actually a door pull from the local hardware shop. Good for outdoor work, if you're dowsing outdoors, if you're trying to track down missing objects or what have you. Bit too heavy for what I usually use. This one on the other hand is a bit light, so you know it might be an idea to, if you're in that situation, add extra weights onto your pendulum. You want either an ovoid or a spherical drop or weight on the end of your pendulum, not the drop. The drop is the thread that you're going to add to it. Okay, right, you thread up your beading needle, otherwise known as a bit of fuse wire that you've got and just twisted round on itself and left a loop at the end so that you can thread something through it. So your thread's ready. These are jewellery findings. You're going to put a small bead, drop a small bead onto this long thread that's going to go through the centre of your pendulum that you're going to make. So that stops it going through any large holes. Sometimes these holes are too large. Stops it going through. To add extra weight, you could put an extra bead. See, the hole in that one is what I would call massive. So we'll put this one through instead. That's just about the right amount of length left through to make a nice loop at the top. So we're going to bend it right over, then back on itself about halfway through, then grab the end and with the round nose pliers twist right round. As you can see, I'm not a wonderful jewellery person. Thread your length through. Hang on, you don't even need that thread, that wire. You can thread it through by hand. This thread's brilliant. It's actually Marlow polyester whipping twine size 2 waxed for anybody who's interested. That to me is quite a good weight for my pendulum. I think that's a bit too long for me, but I'm just trying to get the idea of it. Now you can either put a knot in the top there, and you can work out which length's best for you. Some people like a nice long length to their pendulum. Other folks like me like a shorter length, and I tie it onto a plain old cheap curtain ring that you can also get from your local hardware shop. Plastic ones as well, they're quite good. Now, because I'm used to having a particular length on my pendulum, I match it up with one that I'm comfortable using. It's always quite a good idea, if you are getting into pendulum dowsing, to have a number of pendulums so that when your favourite one goes on walkabout, you don't feel lost. Have a number of pendulums and don't get hooked on one, change them around. Have one in your purse. Right, because this is nice and waxed, it holds quite nicely in there. And then to seal that knot, just put a bit of heat on it. Oh no, it's come undone. Not too much heat, as you can see. How not to make a pendulum. And that should, when it's dry, hold your knot for a while. Have a big roll of this. This old girl's been used quite a lot. You can see she was a firm favourite. This bead was covered in a pretend pearl at one time, so she needs rethreading. Yeah, that's it. I don't want to carry on too long. If you've got a lovely pendulum that you bought, it's got a glass chain on it, change it. Go along to your again hardware shop, ask them about twine, or tell you where another good place is. People who do shoe repairs, sometimes they've got really nice strong twines and threads that you can use. But yeah, get rid of that metal chain, because in between each link is a tiny bit of resistance, and you don't want any resistance to what you're doing, especially if you're beginning. If you're beginning dowsing, you want to make it as easy as possible for the information to come through. Okay, have fun, but you might find it easier to just go and buy one and adapt it to what you need. Thanks for listening. Bye.